Imagine waking up to find your nosy HOA president trespassing in your backyard at dawn. Laser pointer in hand. Declaring war on your perfectly legal fence like she's the queen of suburbia. Little did she know. Her power trip was about to unravel into a spectacle of forged lies and epic comeuppance that left the whole neighborhood cheering in savage satisfaction. In the quiet cul-de-sac of Willowbrook Estates, where manicured lawns stretched like green carpets under the relentless Georgia sun, Mark Thompson sipped his black coffee on the back porch, watching the steam curl into the morning air. He'd lived there for 5 years. A software engineer who kept to himself after a nasty divorce rumor mill had painted him as some deadbeat dad, whispers started by anonymous posts on the neighborhood app, claiming he'd abandoned his ex with nothing but debt. Mark knew the truth, it was amicable. No kids involved. But fighting gossip in a place like this was like yelling at fog. So he stayed silent, observed, and waited. That morning, the fog took human form. The side gate creaked open without a knock. And in marched Gloria Hastings, the HOA president, her sensible loafers crunching the gravel like tiny declarations of dominance. Gloria was the epitome of suburban overlord, pearl earrings, a blouse buttoned to the neck, and a smile that could curdle milk. "Mr. Thompson," she announced, not bothering with hellos. "Your fence is in violation." She whipped out a digital measuring tape. Its red beam slicing across the wooden slats Mark had installed himself 3 years back, encroaching by exactly 14 inches onto common area green space. Per bylaw 7.2. It must be relocated within 48 hours. Or fines commence at $350 daily. Mark set his mug down slowly, his face a mask of calm even as his mind raced. The fence had passed city inspection, he'd double-checked the survey pins himself. "Gloria, that's not right. I have the permits right here in my files." She didn't look up, just scribbled on her clipboard, her pen scratching like nails on chalkboard. "Oh, I'm sure you think so, dear. But our updated surveys show otherwise. Transparency is key to maintaining our community's pristine standards. You know." Her voice dripped with that faux sweet southern lilt, the kind that masked a knife. Mark noticed the way her eyes flicked to his empty ring finger, as if tying it to the old rumors. Wouldn't want any instability affecting property values. Would we? He bit back a retort, watching her snap photos with her phone, zooming in on the fence like it was evidence in a murder trial. As she left, she tacked a neon yellow violation notice to his mailbox, flapping in the breeze like a surrender flag. Mark stood there, coffee cooling, feeling the first stir of something sharper than annoyance, opportunity. By lunchtime, the violation had gone viral in the Willowbrook HOA Facebook group. Gloria posted a video she'd sneakily recorded during her inspection, edited to make Mark sound belligerent, his calm questions clipped to grunts, her voiceover narrating like a true crime doc. "Fellow residents, this encroachment threatens our shared drainage system. Imagine floods ruining your basements because one homeowner prioritizes his privacy over community welfare." Comments flooded in, about time someone cracked down, from the sycophants. "And heard he's got a shady past," figures from the rumormongers. Mark's ex-wife's name even popped up in a thread, twisted into fresh slander. He refreshed the page, noting every username, every like. His neighbor, old Mr. Ruiz, shuffled over later, watering can in hand. Saw the post. "Son, Gloria's on a tear since she got re-elected last month. Says it's about order. But I think she's scared of that recall petition floating around." Mark nodded, filing it away. "Yeah? What's the petition about?" Ruiz glanced around. Folks tired of her finding everything from holiday lights to bird feeders. Claims it's for aesthetic harmony, but it's control. She fined me $500 last year for my tomato plants being too tall, said they obstructed views. Mark chuckled inwardly at the absurdity. But his face stayed neutral. Sounds excessive. That evening, Gloria knocked again. This time with her vice president. A mousy guy named Ted who nodded like a bobblehead. Mr. Thompson. We've received complaints about your non-compliance attitude, she said. Handing him a cease and desist letter printed on flimsy paper with a shiny HOA seal that looked suspiciously like a sticker. This is escalating. We'll have to involve the board if you don't cooperate. Mark took the paper. Scanning it. No official stamps. Just Gloria's looping signature. Complaints from who? Ted shifted uncomfortably. Anonymous. For safety. Gloria's eyes narrowed. Her polite mask cracking just a hair. Look. Mark. We all know about your personal issues. Don't make this harder on yourself. The jab landed. But Mark smiled faintly. Appreciate the concern. Gloria. I'll look into it. As they left, he photographed the letter. Zooming in on the uneven ink, laser printer. Not official press. Inside, he pulled up the county property portal on his laptop. His parcel records loaded fine. But when he cross-referenced the HOA's updated survey, red flags popped, last accessed by a login tied to Gloria's brother-in-law, who worked in the assessor's office. Mark leaned back. A dark grin forming. The queen was stacking her deck. But he was about to deal from the bottom. The fines started rolling in via email. Each one a digital slap, $350. Then $700. With Gloria's cheerful notes attached. Payment plans available for those in transitional circumstances, one read. A veiled dig at the divorce rumors she'd helped fan. Mark ignored them. Instead, digging deeper, he hired a freelance surveyor named Rita. A no-nonsense woman with 25 years in the field and a truck full of gadgets. HOAs are the bane of my existence, she grumbled as she scanned his yard with a GPS unit. They think they own the dirt. While she worked, Gloria appeared at the fence line. Phone out. Filming again. Unauthorized contractor on premises. This is a clear breach of Protocol 4.1, all external hires need board pre-approval. Rita didn't flinch. Just kept calibrating. Lady. I'm verifying public records. Unless you've got a warrant. Buzz off. Gloria's face reddened. Her composed facade slipping into a snarl. You'll regret this interference. Mark. You're digging your own grave here, literally. If we lean your house. Mark crossed his arms. Voice even. Grave? Over a fence? That's dramatic. Even for you. She huffed. Posting the video live, resident hires rogue surveyor to evade justice, community alert. The comments exploded. But Mark noticed cracks, a few likes on descending replies like, this seems overkill and where's the proof? Gloria? He rallied quietly. Knocking on doors after dark. Mrs. Patel. Fined for her Diwali lights being too bright, shared her story over tea. She said it violated light pollution rules, rules she made up on the spot. Mr. Ruiz joined. Then others. Forming a whisper network. Gloria escalated. Tacking more notices, one for unsightly survey equipment left overnight. At the next HOA meeting, she stood at the podium, beaming like a martyr. Friends. Our neighborhood's integrity is under attack by those who flout the rules we all agreed to. Mr. Thompson's defiance isn't just about a fence, it's about respecting the order that keeps us safe. Ted echoed her, passing out flyers with doctored maps showing Mark's yard as a hazard zone. Mark sat in the back, silent, noting how her hands trembled slightly when questions arose. "Where'd this new survey come from?" someone asked. Gloria waved it off. "County approved." "Of course." Next item. But Mark had Rita's report, the original pins matched his fence perfectly. And a digital forensics buddy confirmed the HOA maps were photoshopped, fonts mismatched. Metadata screaming edited last week. The irony burned, Gloria. Preaching transparency. Hiding behind pixels. The board hearing loomed like a bad sitcom finale. Packed into the stuffy community center with folding chairs squeaking under shifting butts. Gloria presided, gavel in hand. Her blazer starched to perfection. "This emergency session addresses Mr. Thompson's ongoing violations and slanderous accusations," she declared. Projecting her evidence, a glossy map with red lines carving out Mark's yard like a butcher's diagram. "As you see, the encroachment is undeniable. For the good of Willowbrook, we propose immediate removal at his expense, plus restitution for administrative costs." Murmurs rippled, her loyalists nodded. But others fidgeted. Mark's turn came. He stood, calm as glass, and clicked his remote. The screen split, Gloria's map versus the county original. Notice the font? Arial narrow. Invented in 2005. But this 1998 amendment uses it. And the signature? Pixel for pixel matched to a scanned 1980s doc, copied and pasted. Gasps echoed. Gloria's attorney, a slick kid in a cheap suit, jumped up. "This is speculation." Rita stepped forward, unrolling a real blueprint dusted with authentic grime. "Not speculation, science. I dug up the iron pins myself, they're unchanged since '88. Mark's fence is 2 feet inside his line." The room buzzed. Mrs. Patel rose next. "Gloria fined me $800 for lights that disrupted harmony. Turns out, no such rule exists, until she wrote it post facto." More testimonies poured, Ruiz on his tomatoes. Others on petty fines funding Gloria's initiatives. Her face cycled through colors, confident pink to furious crimson. "This is a witch hunt. I act only for order." Mark leaned into the mic, voice dripping mild sarcasm. "Order? Like accessing county records through your brother-in-law to alter maps? We have the logs." The county inspector, tipped off anonymously, stood. "Indeed. Audit shows unauthorized edits. Forgery investigation opens now." Gloria's gavel slipped, clattering. Her husband, wait. Brother-in-law, paled in the crowd. She stammered. "You can't. This is about community." But the crowd turned, booze mixing with bitter laughs at her crumbling empire. Ted abandoned ship, seconding a motion to oust her. As she stormed out, phone forgotten. Mark felt the sweet rush of reversal, her mask shattered, exposing the petty tyrant beneath. Weeks later, Willowbrook breathed easier. Gloria's removal made headlines, HOA head ousted in forgery scandal. Fines were refunded. Bylaws rewritten for third-party checks. Mark's fence stood tall, now a neighborhood legend. Neighbors rebuilt sheds, planted wild gardens, free from her absurd edicts. One sunny afternoon, as Mark grilled burgers, Ruiz wandered over. Heard Gloria selling her house, can't show her face. Mark smirked. Poetic. Her deck encroached too. Per the inspector. Fine double what she tried on me. Laughter bubbled. Dark and satisfying. The rumors about Mark faded. Replaced by toasts to his quiet takedown. Life normalized, barbecues without violation fears. Holidays without light limits. But as Mark watched the sunset paint his fence golden, he pondered the fragility of suburban peace. Gloria slunk away. But her type always lingered. Waiting for the next power vacuum. Was Gloria the true villain for enforcing order at any cost? Or was Mark wrong to dismantle her authority and risk community chaos?